Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Konich-Yeehaw podcast. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Jared.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but we've been gone for a hot second.
It's only been like a week or two.
Has it been?
Yeah, it hasn't been very long.
Oh, well, it feels like a long time, guys.
Yeah.
We have been mostly making TikToks and shorts. So if you'd like to check those out, we would appreciate it. We upload them both on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts. Stuff about our stuffed animals, stuff about your Gundam.
Well, our hobbies in general.
Yeah. We're trying to expand on it, test out that part of content creation.
Let us know if you guys have any ideas. We're open to suggestions.
Yeah. But back to what we're doing for this episode. We are reviewing what is in season this summer, 2023.
Yep. We aren't watching very many shows.
No, we're not watching too many shows.
At least compared to our other seasons.
Yeah, we can fit it all in one day now.
Yeah.
So that's saying something. I guess to start off with, I actually feel like it would be more appropriate to start off with what we're not watching.
Yeah.
Because they are both sequels. And usually we typically start with sequels anyway. So, first one, Devil is a Part-Timer. Part 2 of season 2,
yeah.
I believe is how they're categorizing it. The first part of season 2, it wasn't the most riveting.
It's not that good.
It wasn't that great. They had some good moments. I discussed it with you, but a lot of my favorite moments from the first part of season 2 were very filler episode like.
Yeah, the best parts of season 2 are the parts that don't move the plot.
Yes.
They're standalone.
Yes, so when they need to buy a TV and those are all like the funny parts, So we just didn't really feel like following up with the next part of it.
Yeah. Another show that has a season 2 that's been a second since it first aired was Masamune no Revenge, which is a show that I watched a while back, and it's just one of those wasn't expecting a season 2 for it. I'm not watching it because it's been so long since I watched the first season that I just am not compelled to watch the second season.
Right. And then you mentioned that there's also a season 2 for Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
Which I'm sure is real hot stuff right now.
Which we are planning to watch.
Yes.
We're just not watching it right now. Natalie's never watched Jujutsu Kaisen before, but she's interested. So I was like, okay, so let's just rewatch. I've seen Jujutsu Kaisen. So I'm like, okay, let's just watch it and then we can catch up on season 2.
Right. So that's something that we just need to get on.
Yeah. We've been watching other things.
Yes. So getting into those other things. First up, I guess it's kind of a sequel.
Kind of.
It's Horimiya. Yeah, excuse me. Horimiya, which we watched the first season, not together, but we did both watch the first season because it's pretty cute.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. What they're airing right now is called The Missing Pieces. So it's literally all just filler.
Yeah.
It's that they made Horimiya, not that it didn't have filler, but then their second season is just as if that first season had filler episodes. So timeline wise, it's not like it takes place after, it takes place during.
Yeah.
So some things you'll watch an episode and some things have happened and some things haven't.
Yeah, so you could probably, once this season comes out, or once this is completely out, you could probably plot okay, I watched these episodes of the first season and then I watched this episode of the extra stuff.
Right.
And you could probably plot it out like that.
Right. And it's still funny.
Yeah.
It's still enjoyable, has good jokes in it. It's not like a tense romance because they start dating right away.
Yeah.
And they move their relationship along pretty quickly. So it's cute.
And the thing is, honestly, since this is all I I don't want to use the word filler episode because I'm pretty sure this was stuff that was all like canon to the manga.
It's canon to the manga. It's pieces of the manga that they didn't animate.
Yeah. So like using filler in the term of like does not advance the plot, there's not a lot of like, oh, there's relationship drama, because that's like actual story stuff.
Right.
That was stuff that actually happened in the
original
in the
season.
show.
Right.
So that was like plot relevant. So this is all like fun, lighthearted stuff for the most part.
Yes. And because it's been a hot second since Horimiya came out. You and I, we have forgotten some characters, we've forgotten some relationships, but for the most part we are able to be like, oh yeah, that's right, she had a crush on him, but he had a crush on her. And it's a bunch of like high school romance drama things. So the next thing that we are watching, by the way, we're only watching 4 things. So
we gotta stretch this out.
So I just want to go ahead and let you guys know that if it seems like we are talking a lot, it's only 4 things. So but another thing we are watching is Dark Gathering. Which is...
This is a true horror show.
Yes. So the plot of Dark Gathering is that there is the 2 main characters, right? We have a young girl who has little skulls in her eyes.
I know. Okay. So the best part about it is that they actually make a point to make a lore reason for it.
Yes.
They don't really it's not really explained, but like they actually point it out, which I think is really funny because it is such a like character like design choice,
right,
that like usually would have no consequence in lore. It looks cool. It's just how they look.
Right. So this young girl, she looks her name's Yayoi. There we go. She looks very like Soul Eater.
Yeah.
She looks like she's from Soul Eater. She's kind of zany looking. She has the purple hair and the big old stompy boots.
She's so over-designed for this show.
So over-designed.
She none of the other characters are designed as much as she is.
Yes.
And it's really funny.
It's pretty funny. So she looks like an anime character, right? And everybody else looks normal. It's like the best way to describe it. Anyway, but there is a lore reason for why it looks like she has skulls in her eyes. So essentially she has her iris, right? But then she has 2 pupils.
Yeah.
So that is what makes it look like it's a skull. It's like there's 2 dark pupils in each of her eyes. And
it's so stupid.
The lore,
it is so
it's
stupid.
Actually, I didn't even think that they were going to put in a lore reason. So it's pretty cool. The lore reason is that one of her pupils sees the world as it is, as humans see it, and the other pupil sees the spirit world.
Yeah.
And she can see them both at the same time. So that's pretty funky.
Yeah.
Anyway, her deal is that she got into a really bad car accident with her parents involved. Both of her parents died, unfortunately. Her dad was able to essentially go to heaven, but her mother's spirit was captured by an evil spirit, and she's trying to free her mother.
Yeah.
The other main character is Keitaru. He is a high school boy who is unfortunately cursed.
Yeah.
Kind of humorously cursed, like in the sense like no one can take pictures with him because then the picture messes up, and he just always has supernatural things follow him in like scary way, in a way that he does not like.
Yeah, they haven't explained it in full yet of how he got cursed, but he was messing with some occult thing. And that's what we know so far. Yes,
so his hand is cursed, and we learned that it's nasty. We learned that it's nasty and it's awful, and it made me so uncomfortable. Regardless, he doesn't want to be around scary things. Yeah. Like he's just it's unfortunate that he is. And then there is the friend Echo, who is also cursed,
Yes.
Yes.
It was like, okay.
It's actually pretty funny.
So they were like, they made this whole big deal of like, he was like, I got cursed and so did my best friend who helped me. But we're not going to say who the best friend
we're gonna
is,
blur out her face.
even though it's very obvious who it is because they wear gloves for no reason.
And they wear gloves because of their nasty cursed hands.
Yeah.
So.
And then it wasn't until the third episode
that they were like,
it was her.
Oh my goodness. Like, it was so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, so
we haven't seen her nasty hands though.
No, we haven't seen her nasty hands, but I'm sure it's the same kind of nasty. Maybe.
I
don't know what she's doing about it, actually.
I think it's going to be different because so the main guy, he goes to like his grandmother to get exercised.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like the friend does.
Yeah, you're right.
So maybe it is different.
So how they all meet, Keitsuro, who is the high school boy, is set up to tutor the young girl, like actually tutor her in school things.
Even though she's a genius.
She is a genius. She doesn't need tutoring.
Yeah, it's really funny because they were like, oh, the car accident made her hit her head and she became a genius.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so that's how they meet though, and they can. So she can see spirits, and he attracts spirits, right?
Yeah.
And it isn't like the other way. So, sorry, organizing thoughts. She can see spirits, but they are not attracted to her. They're actually scared of her. And he cannot see the spirits, or he can like kind of see them.
I think that it's
really vague.
It's one of those things where it's like they are so attracted to him that they make themselves seen.
Seen. Yeah. So she says that she needs his help to find the really bad spirits, right? That maybe took her mom because they are so attracted to him, and they're scared of her because she knows how to capture them and essentially torture them. She's creating an army of vengeful spirits.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is a cool show.
It is, yeah.
It's a cool show. So far, it seems kind of like a episode by episode. It's a capture a spirit.
Yeah, definitely.
Like...
I don't think that this is going to be a very plot-heavy show.
Right.
Maybe, and I mean that in the best way.
Yeah, maybe they don't get her mom at the end. But, like, every episode, it seems that they're building this spirit army, essentially. So, that's that show. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It is cool to see, like, a completely horror show.
Yeah, it is.
We really don't see very many of those.
Mm-hmm.
Even like, I mean, the last one that I can think of is, what was it, Mirko?
Mirko. I really liked Mirko.
And this kind of has a similar plot.
Yeah,
except that there's soul. What's the word I'm looking for? Spirit. There's a spirit exterminator.
Right. It's very much like Mirko, and also in the sense that they want to see them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Good show though. The next one that we are watching is called Undead Murder Farce.
Okay, I love this show. Which is gonna
probably be our favorite show of the season.
This show
it's very good.
Right up my alley. I love shows that have like banter.
Mm-hmm. Lots
especially
of banter
like
in this
intelligent banter.
Right.
So like it's a very I'm actually kind of surprised. Do you know who's animating this show?
I will look it up.
Okay, because I'm surprised.
The studio is Lapin Track.
Interesting. Do you know, does it show, can you click and see what else they've done?
I will look it up.
Okay, because I'm surprised that this isn't a Studio Shaft show. Because this is like the type of show that they make of like, here are some supernatural people, and it is very dialogue, banter heavy, and not a lot of action happens because it's mostly about like figuring something out.
Yes.
Which the plot of this show is that there's an immortal woman who had her head cut off, and so she is just a head. And then there's an Oni who is the only person that is able, or the only thing that is able to kill an immortal person, so her, and she wants him to find her body and kill her. And so he has limited, like, his body is killing itself.
Because he was half human.
That's right.
But
He's
now,
half.
But now the Oni is kind of taking over, like, fully. And when it does, he's gonna essentially expire.
I mean, he becomes
he will become an Oni, and then somebody's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Right.
And so she is keeping him alive, or like extending his life by giving him her blood in the best way possible.
Well, her.
Oh, wait, that's right. It's not her blood.
It's like her cells. Like, it just needs to be a part of her.
It just has to be something that from her.
That is from her.
So they have decided that spit is the best thing for that. And so
because she is just a head.
She is just a head. And so they kiss to extend his life.
Yes.
And because of that,
they're now just an old married couple.
They're just an old married couple.
Oh, they're so adorable.
It is so great. I love these characters so much.
Yes, they work so well together.
They're so witty. Mm-hmm. And I love witty characters.
Yes, it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
The follow-up to the studio is they have not made a lot of work.
Yeah, I figured.
It seems like their first work was in 2016. They were founded in 2014, though.
Oh, okay.
But the only thing that I recognize is they actually co-animated Sarzanmai with Mappa.
Can I see it?
Yeah, this is just the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
So, yes, where this show goes, though. So they meet. The first episode is all about these characters meeting, and they meet in Japan because they are Japanese, as the Oni is, a Japanese monster. And they travel to Europe.
You know what?
Nope, to France. I got it wrong.
Well, I mean, that's still Europe.
You're right. I'm so... Don't... Cut. They travel to France in Europe.
Yeah. But you know what's something... Oh, wait, no, she's also Japanese because they make a point. They make a point about that. Okay, yeah. Continue.
So they travel to France because there has been a murder among the vampires. So there is a town that is run by this vampire. He's like the Baron, I guess you could think of it. And they are considered his human allies. And part of that allyship is that him and his family do not consume human blood. And they essentially protect the town also. They have like this, deal, right? And one night, the vampire's wife is murdered. So, and it seems like a really sticky situation. It's a whodunit. So they hired these detectives. They call them detectives.
Which they are well known. They make a point to say that these are like well-known detectives that specialize in like monsters.
Monster and supernatural.
Yeah.
Which also leads to the question of how long have this pair been together. It's not really clear when they met.
Right.
But we are now in the 19th century, somewhere in there. So there's that. So there's been a murder, and the show is just the detectives, which is the man in the head.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out who did the murder. It's Aya and Sugaru. That's their names.
There's also a maid.
There's also a maid. Yes, there is a maid. Shizuku, who is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
She's a stoic type.
Yes, she was the original one who was carrying Aya. And she's essentially just like dedicated to her. We don't really get her deal yet, but she's very stoic.
So let me paint a picture for you. This is a show that the episodes go by so fast.
Yes.
With not a lot happening.
Correct.
Because there is just so much banter.
Yes.
I didn't paint a picture, but you get what I mean.
I know what you mean. The episode will end and we'll be like, that's it?
Yeah. The episode, like, the whole show for the most part, especially at the beginning, it may be more of this later on, but I doubt it. It is a investigation.
Right.
And
yeah.
so a lot of the show is just like them talking and being like, what did you do during this time? What did you do during this time?
Right.
The second episode, it ended and we were like, that's it?
Yes.
Because they spent so long harassing the cab driver. Like,
They did.
But it was
They did.
so funny.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
Essentially,
So,
like, okay, the way that the episodes happen, the first episode, everybody meets.
yeah, backstory
This-
episode.
The second episode, a murder happens, and the detectives travel to the murder scene. The third episode, we start the investigation. So everything is moving pretty slow, but
Yes.
it is still very entertaining because the characters are so entertaining.
I really hope that this gets more seasons. I doubt that it will. I didn't see... I meant to check whenever you had it pulled up on your phone to see what the source was, whether this was original or a manga.
I believe it is a manga. Undead Murder Farce. Based on a novel series.
Novel series. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's a novel, that means that there's probably a lot of investigations. So hopefully this gets popular enough to get a season 2 with another investigation, but like, because the synopsis for this show is literally just the vampire investigation.
Just the vampire
So
murder.
I don't know how long they're going to spend on this. Like, are they going to spend the entire show on this?
Like, are they going to wrap up the investigation by the end of the season?
Yeah.
essentially?
No, I think they're definitely
I think they
going...
will.
I think that they will definitely finish the investigation by the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, will there be another investigation during the season? Or is it
Oh, I
going to
see.
just be the vampire?
It might just be the vampire plot.
I think it might just be the vampire plot.
we'll see
too.
how quickly it moves along.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she's narrowing things down.
Yeah, because I mean,
Definitely.
she's... we say not much happens in this show, but she's narrowing it down pretty quickly.
Right. She's smart. So.
Yeah, so I mean, she's pretty much already deduced that it's someone that lives in the house.
Is within the house. Yeah.
Just because of how the timing of everything was, and because this was one thing that was... This show is so smart. This show is so smart. I love it. I love smart characters. None of the vampires were suspects because it was a silver stake.
That killed the wife.
Right, and so they would have had marks on their
They
hands.
can't touch it. Yeah.
Because he the main vampire was like, even with gloves, it would like hurt him.
Yeah.
So
It'd still burn.
yeah, and so it's narrowing down pretty quickly.
Yes. We'll see.
Yeah.
Excited to see where it goes. There's one other show that we're watching, and it is called The Noble Farmer.
Yes. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, wow.
We're watching 4 things, man. 4 things. The other show that we're watching is called The Noble Farmer. Noble Farmer. Sorry. Which is shorts, like 4-minute, 5-minute episodes.
No, we're also watching another show, but I'll bring it up after.
What are we watching?
Just continue with this.
Oh, goodness. Okay. And now I feel like, oh no, I forgot. So, Noble Farmer, it's the famous author of Fullmetal Alchemist. If you have read the manga of Fullmetal Alchemist, you'll know that she often envisioned herself as a cow because she was a farmer. She was a dairy farmer in Japan before, and she comes from a family of farmers. So she just often personified herself as a cow in like her little intros and outros. So this is just about her time on the farm. Like genuinely, this is a farming, like a kind of educational farming show.
It's just,
where they talk about like how the seasons affect how cow milk tastes and things like that. It's really cute. It's a lot of information all at once because the episodes are so short.
Yeah, they're only 5 minutes long.
But it is cute. It's cute. That's kind of all I have to say about it.
It's definitely going to be one of those, like, I don't want to say hidden gems, but one of those, like, if you're not watching it this season, it's only 5 minutes, so you might as well watch it.
Right, yeah.
The release schedule is weird though, because So there's only 2 episodes out right now.
Yeah, which is weird because my website says that there should be a third one.
Yeah, I think it might just be what we're watching it on.
Yeah.
Maybe just having a weird release schedule.
It's kind of hard to find.
It is.
We'll note that it was hard for us to even find where to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you can, it's pretty cute.
Yep. And the last thing that we're watching is Zom 100.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot that. Oh my goodness.
You know, it's really funny that you forgot it too, because it's definitely the show.
It's the show of
this season.
I don't have it on my list. Oh my goodness. I never added it on my list. Let me do that real quick. Yes, Zom 100. How could I forget? It is really good, and it is definitely the show of, like, the general show of the season, the one that is the most popular. Maybe besides Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. But plot, it is about a worker, just a guy. It follows him from whenever he first graduates college, so we're going to guess he's maybe 22. And it speeds through the fact that he worked at an exploitative company that made commercials. And he would be at work for 3 days in a row. And
yeah, like sleep at work.
Everybody was miserable, you know,
mm-hmm.
and he was miserable. And this was his quote unquote dream job. This is what he wanted to do for a living, and it just sucked the life out of him. So then we fast forward 3 years, and he's like, I mean, it's real bad, you know. But randomly, spontaneously, there is a zombie apocalypse, and the only thing that he can think of is, oh my god, I don't have to go to work. And he is like actually very happy.
Yeah, because
very happy with this.
He's essentially wasted the past 3 years of his life.
He's wasted the past 3 years of his life at this job. But now he's like, nothing matters. Literally nothing matters. I can do whatever I want because there's a zombie apocalypse. So I don't have to go to work. I just have to worry about myself, you know? Like, actually spend time on myself, with myself.
And it's really funny because it's not even like I have to, like, just survive. It's literally just like, oh, I can have a good time now. Yeah. Like, the first thing he does is, like, go get beer.
He wants to go on a beer run.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to drink beer all day at home. He cleans his apartment. Like, he recenters himself,
yeah.
You know?
And the plot of the show is that he makes a list of 100 things he wants to do before he becomes a zombie.
Right. Like, he knows it's going to end. Mm-hmm. But, and, yeah, the list is kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the things are really cheesy. Some of them are sweet.
Yeah.
I guess, but.
It's like things that most people would do in their life.
In their 20s. I mean, that's the thing, is that he didn't do any of this stuff because he was stuck at this job. Yeah. So he's just kind of trying to make up for lost time before a zombie eventually gets him. Yeah. So, so far he is, I don't want to say he's the only character. We've only really been introduced to 2 others.
I think he might be the only permanent character.
Yeah, so we'll see if anything goes anywhere with these other 2 characters that have been introduced. It seems like the friend is going to be sticking around.
Yeah.
They seem like they're going to be tag teaming it.
Naked.
Yes, naked. Because they're best buds. But the girl, I think what's interesting about, I forgot her name already. She was in the second episode. But she, even in the moment that she was there, for the episode that she was there, she served as like a really cool, just comparison to him. Yeah. Because she is doing everything that she can to survive. She's like, I gotta exercise to make sure I can, like, run away from the zombies. I gotta find my power source. I gotta find my food and my water. Like, everything is very strategic. And she's like, a point that is made is she won't even, like, indulge in anything that she wants to, like a piece of candy or like a snack, because it could, I don't know, she's like, don't eat sugar. Yeah. But she sees our main character, Akira, who is just living happily and surviving somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
And she's like, she kind of has a moment of, is what I'm doing, does that matter?
Yeah,
like,
is it worth it?
Is it worth it? So even though she was only there for an episode, and I don't know if she's going to come back, I think it was pretty cool to see just the comparison of her and Akira in that moment. So yeah, now that's everything.
Yeah, now that's everything
that we were watching. I can't believe I forgot that one.
You know, I actually almost didn't want to watch Zom 100 whenever
I remember because I said we need to watch it.
Yeah, I read the description for it and I was like, eh.
Yeah,
but it's actually pretty good. It's actually good.
I saw the scene of him realizing a zombie apocalypse was happening on Twitter, and I was like, actually, I think we should check this out.
The animation is excellent.
It looks really cool.
It's not OLM. They branched off from that company.
Yes, it's called Bug Films.
Yeah,
but they did used to be OLM. Yeah. So that is what we are watching this season. Maybe check out some of that stuff. You could find it pretty cool. No, well, I guess besides Horimiya, I was gonna say no slice of life. But
no, because the slice of life this season isn't very good. Maybe I just need one of you guys. You know, if you are watching a slice of life this season, and let us know if it's good or not. Like the one that's like the girl that sits next to me doesn't have her glasses, or my tiny senpai.
My tiny senpai. Those are just both ones that we saw, and we weren't super interested in what the description.
They're just shows that are basically knockoffs of other shows that we've watched.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
And so it's like, do I really want to watch another show of a girl that's going to sit next to a guy and they become codependent? Because we had Aharin.
Yeah, Aharin. Both of these shows kind of just sound like Aharin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Which Aharin, not to say that Aharin wasn't good. We liked it, but.
I'm also pretty sure My Tiny Senpai is ecchi as well.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. Because they're adults, so they can do that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Konich-Yeehaw podcast. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Jared.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.